Hi, welcome to Rose Opal Knits, a crafty channel.
This is episode 82 and I'm Daphne.
And I'm Erica, and we are a mother-in-law, daughter-in-law duo from Delaware. Hey, how you doing? Welcome. If you are new here, we hope that you stick around and you like what you see and consider subscribing. And if you're returning, thank you. We appreciate you spending time with us so much. And today is a regular podcast. So we have knitting and crochet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, knitting and crochet. We also are going to chat about our two upcoming make-alongs. We're going to show some prizes that came in for our make-alongs, and we've got some acquisitions. Not many, right? No.
No, it's just that stuff.
There will be chatter. Chatter throughout, I'm sure. And then at the end, we're going to have some fun little videos of the kids playing outside in the water on the splash pad and blueberry picking.
Yeah.
Photos. So if you want to stick around to the end to see those. But we do have some new subscribers, so welcome. And if you are new here, just some quick background information. I'm Erica Law. I'm the mother-in-law. I am married to my high school sweetheart, and we have 4 children, 3 boys and 1 girl. 27, 20, almost 15, and 6.5. And Daphne is married to my oldest son.
Yep. I'm 23, right? Yeah, 23. I had to think about that. Yeah. So I'm 23, basically.
Since we're talking about age, I'm 47, in case you were wondering.
I watch some podcasts and I'm like, I want to know how old they are. I don't know why, but like it pops in my head. I'm like, I want to know how old they are.
Some people don't like talking about their age.
I don't care.
I don't mind, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But anyways, we have 4 kids. We have a 4-year-old. We have 3 boys and 1 girl also, actually. We have a 4-year-old, a 3-year-old as of 2 days ago. Oh, almost 2-year-old. He'll be 2 in a month.
Mm-hmm.
And a 9-week-old,
mm-hmm.
I think.
Yeah, yep. Mm-hmm.
A newborn, basically.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
And, yep, I homeschool and
I stay at home with the kids.
Mm-hmm. And knitting and crocheting and just crafty stuff is what we like to do with our free time.
Pretty much.
And all right, so first let's discuss our upcoming make-along, because for our next episode it'll already be in progress and it's only a month long. So we are hosting the Rose Opal Knits Christmas in July make-along. Join us on Instagram for that. The hashtag will be on the screen, and it runs from July 1st to July...
Is it 31st?
31st, I think.
Yeah, if there is a 31st.
I think there is.
I think there is one of July. I don't think there is one of June.
And so it's just for participation, just to have fun, and the rules are very loose.
Yep.
You don't have to start a new project. You can whips are allowed, and you don't have to finish a project. And basically, we just want to encourage you and ourselves to finish any Christmas themed projects that we have ongoing. I have Christmas socks that are in progress.
Mm-hmm.
And or if you have you've got an advent calendar or advent sock yarn that you never casted on, just why not get it started? Or if you have Christmas gifts you want to start knitting, go ahead and get those going in the month, and then use the hashtag to post your progress on Instagram, and we will be pulling prizes from that hashtag. There's just one because, like I said, you don't have to have a finished object. And Oli of Cherished Stitches by Oli was kind enough to send us over a project bag to give away as one of the items for that. And there will be others, but this is what we have to show you right now. So this is Cherished Stitches by Oli, and it's a lovely Christmas bag. It's got a snap, this handle here, and it's got this that you can hang your...
A key ring.
Yeah, that's what it is. And then there's got these. We think these are little ties. So, but it's very cute. It's like a sock size or, you know, small project size. Dishcloths, mittens, a hat. And then our next make along after this one ends will start on September 1st. And it is called Back to Blankets and Sweaters. It's like, you know, on the back to school theme. So back to blankets and sweaters. And this is just to encourage ourselves and all of you to finish knitting any blankets that you've already casted on or any sweaters that you've already casted on. Or if you had plans this year to knit them, to get them started and finish them. So that runs from September 1st to December 31st. And she also sent along a bag for that make along. So it's a nice...
pretty large
tote bag with a box bottom.
Yep.
I love this
It's kinda hard
fabric.
to see
It's
with
gorgeous.
nothing in it, but it also has a zipper and pockets.
Yeah, it has
I was like,
pockets.
does it have pockets? I didn't look at this yet. And also a key ring on the side. There it is.
Yeah, so thank you, Oli. And we'll probably have placed a screenshot of her shop on the screen already, but she's on Etsy. And she was generous enough, on top of sending the bags, she's also offering a 15% off code to use RoseOpal15. I'll put it on the screen to get 15% off your order, and there is no expiration date for that. And all the information will also be in the description box below. We do keep show notes. So, and if you have any questions about anything we've said, you can always leave a comment or email us. So, is that it? I think that's it.
I think so for right now.
For right now.
For that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So we will go ahead and get into what
Finished
you're
objects,
wearing.
which is a finished object. This is a Summer Souffle by Laura Penrose of Penrose Knits. And I was just about done with it last time. I had like 4 more rows of the bottom ribbing. And then the sleeves, which were like, I shortened them. They were gonna hit me funny if I went too patterned, so I did shorten them. And then the ruffle. So it was basically done. But the yarn I use, I don't even think, I do have a tag, is Lion's Brand Kobu in the terracotta color. And I do have some left, but that I'm already using. But I used a US 7 for the ribbing and a US 9 for the body. I don't know the millimeters off the top of my head.
And Daphne is a very tight knitter.
Yes.
Yeah, so.
I don't know how many needles I went up, but I'm sure I went up at least 2. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's what I'm wearing.
Do you have any other? Do you want to talk about? Do you only have one more finished object?
No.
Oh gosh, she
gosh.
has a lot.
I don't have a lot. 2 of them are squares, okay? But let's talk about these first.
Okay.
Anyways, we have a lot of socks this time. I do, especially. But
I had a lot of socks last time. A couple of people commented on how many socks I had.
I think someone said you had more socks than me for
Wow,
once.
Erica has more socks than Daphne. I know, right?
How many do you have this time? I have 4.
4 or 5, yeah.
Anyway, so these are my first pair of socks. These were knit for Chris, her husband, which were knit for Father's Day. And they are actually her pattern on our website and Ravelry, right? I think I pulled it from Ravelry, actually.
Yeah, you can pull the page. The link to the website is on Ravelry. There's a page for it.
It is a free pattern, also. It is the wide-ribbed DK weight socks. So it's 2 pattern because that pattern was written based on his shoe size anyways. So it's just 1x1 rib, wide rib down the leg, and then a heel flap and gusset and a round toe, I believe. But, right? I think so. Whatever's written in the pattern is what I did.
2, 3, 4. I think it's the star toe.
I don't know. Whatever is in the pattern, basically, is what I did. But the top, the green yarn is Yarnable's Avocado. And then the gray at the bottom, I believe is a willow tree.
It is willow tree.
And I used a 3mm needle, which is a 3.25 millimeter.
And this was just scraps we had left over from another sock project that I had knit a couple years ago. But it is willow tree yarn. So they turned out well.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did he try them on yet?
No.
They're DK weight, so
Mm-hmm.
we need those socks back.
Yep. Now I can put them in the store.
They've been sitting on the blocker for like a week.
Yep.
But yeah, and then I have my dishcloth for June. So that's it. Not very exciting. It's just a square.
Okay.
It's the PJ Island's grandma's second favorite dishcloth. And this time I used Peaches and Cream Stripey, which I bought to make a float tote for my oldest. And this is green stripes is the color. So I have quite a bit left of this ball actually. Mm-hmm. And I used US 8 this time because this yarn feels lighter than the other ones. And I think it actually is. I didn't check the yardage or anything, but it feels way lighter. And I used the 8, which is a 5mm.
These colors make me happy. Very summery.
I enjoyed knitting them actually. I was like, oh, this is fun.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, we had a birthday party for Paisley yesterday, so I was sitting there knitting on this because it's just completely mindless. And when we were done with it, she's just like, how many stitches you got? And I was like, 45.
That's what you go to, 45 before you start the decreases.
And she's like,
corner.
What?
I said, that was quick.
But yeah, so it's just like super mindless, especially if you've done it a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
Because you just increase. Mm-hmm. And then when you get up to have like whatever width you want it, basically you start decreasing.
Yeah.
So, but then I have crocheting. And then this is what I made. Because I was like, can I even make a granny square in one day for my Advent for Christmas in July? Makealong. So I want to make a granny square blanket. So I took a 20-gram mini that I had. This is a Paper Cranes. You want to hold that? Mm-hmm. It is Paper Cranes. It was just a mini. I don't know. I think she gifted them to us. And this one is Goldenrod.
We placed an order and then she put a mini for her in there and a bit mini.
They were
for me
so pretty though. I don't even know which one yours was exactly.
It was pink.
But
pink tweed.
Her yarn is just really pretty.
I thought it might be back there, but I can't see it from here. Actually, I might have put it in the project bag for my
either way,
marled cardigan.
They were both really pretty. And this is the tweed, so it's 85% merino and then 15% tweed. And so I did that, and I decided to stop a little short of the full 20 grams because some of them, like, I mean, everyone knows how like yarn works. It might vary from a couple grams. So I stopped at about 17 grams because I didn't want to risk it and like get down to like 1 gram.
Yeah, you want to have
like,
enough
what if
for
I was
each
short?
square.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I do have some left, not a bunch, but a little bit. And then I used a 3mm hook. So I didn't show either of my bags. This one was from AC Moore before they closed, and my dishcloth is in my White Rose
Fiberco
bag.
Mm-hmm.
So there, that's my granny square.
All right.
And I think I might make more just to make another granny square blanket after my Christmas one.
Mm-hmm.
But who knows?
Yeah, you might need a break from it.
My sister has requested one too, and I'm like, I don't know about that. She'll tell me that it can't be wool, and I don't want to crochet cotton for a granny square blanket. That doesn't sound comfy.
Yeah, and you don't like crocheting acrylic either, so
no, I won't crochet acrylic.
Mm-hmm.
But then the last project I have, I kept in this Mountain State Stitches bag, and it is a little balloon dog. Theo grabbed him and kind of yanked his head, so his head doesn't stay up. So it's kind of floppy.
So we were watching Cozy Up Knits, and Daphne saw that Katie was making a crochet balloon dog, and she said, I have to make that.
I just want to.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm trying to find the pattern name. It's just a free pattern. It's just the crochet balloon dog. I wanted to know who wrote it. Sorry.
You're fine.
I was not prepared, apparently. But anyways, so this one was made with, I don't even think I have the tag. I probably don't. But anyways, this is Queensland's United in the Rosewater, I believe is the color name. And the hook I used was a 3.5. So I don't ever check gauge, but this is also one of those patterns where you don't really have to. Alright, I used the Balloon Dog by Gloria B on Ravelry. So, I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Do I need it lighter?
Lighter.
Or darker?
Lighter.
There you go.
I mean darker. You know what I mean.
That's the one I used. So, it's just a free pattern. And it's pretty quick. It did get kind of, like, wasn't boring. It was just a lot. Took longer than I was expecting it to.
Didn't Holden think you were just crocheting sausages or something?
I asked him, I was like, what do you think I'm making? He's like, sausage links. I don't want to, I guess I can undo it. I don't really want to.
You don't have to.
No, I'm going to do it.
Okay.
Because it's already, like, falling apart anyways. It's kind of hard to take them apart anyways. I didn't, like, overstuff them. But, like, it does just look like sausage links, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm going to figure out how to make him tighter so Theo can't rip his head and he'd be all limp. But yeah, so it's just, it does, especially the color I picked, too. Mm-hmm. But anyway, so this side is the tail, and then this is the mouth. So it looks like the tip of, like, an actual balloon where you would have tied it. So, they're all, like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun. But I got bored of it.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, I'm not that into crocheting. I'd rather knit, obviously. So, that's what I have for finished objects.
All right. I have a finished object. I had it in this bag. And it is... What do I have in here? I know it's, like, a basic pattern. Okay. This is the toe pattern. So I just cast on a regular like our DK sock recipe, which is on, we have someone knocking at the door. All right. So I wove in the ends, I just haven't snipped them yet. So did I have one done last episode?
I think so.
And then, so I knit the second sock, and it's just our Rose Opal Knits DK weight recipe. I did a 2x2 rib. Sometimes I do a 1x1. It just depends. And I decided to knit the star toe, which on our website and on the blog we have different DK weight toes: star toe, round toe, and barn toe. And I was doing an afterthought heel, so I decided to do a star heel because, you know, sometimes the heel is like the toe. And it fits all right. It's not like a fabulous fit. I think I'll play around with it some more. I think I made it a little too shallow. So I might try it again and make it a little bit deeper. I remember I was originally knitting 2 socks in one is what I was doing. And so that's where you cast on a cuff and then you knit down the leg, put in waste yarn for the heel, knit the foot, put in waste yarn to separate for the next sock. Then you start the leg for the next sock. And it's an actual pattern. I'll put it on the screen. And then I decided I didn't want to do that. So I decided to just finish the sock off and then do the heel and then knit the second sock. So that's actually what I did. But it's the basic numbers of our DK weight sock recipe. All right, so those are those. Oh, and this is Chicken Lady Fibers. I don't know why I don't have the tag. Anyway, but I have this much left from the ball, and it's called, I think it's called Sweet Maple. So it's very pretty yarn. But I used a US 3 needle, which is
3.25.
3.25 millimeter, and I used this needle, which is longer on this end than this end. And I forget.
The Addy Turbos?
Something like that.
I think that's right. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've never used them, but I think that's the name.
Something like that. And then I guess we'll go ahead to go into whips, and I'll talk about my half object.
Okay.
Does that sound all right?
That's fine. I have 4 things.
All right. So in my summer sock camp bag from 2021 are the rest of my sock whips. And I do have a half object. It's in my Anna Green Gables bag from
Red's Ladies, right? No?
Mermaid Yarn Co.
Yeah. It's just similar to the Red's Ladies.
Sorry. Well,
design.
I did
Like, I mean, everyone has their own look to bags, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
So that one looks like the Red's Ladies.
yeah, the Mermaid Happy Mermaid Yarn Co. did do the Valentine's with Red's Lady Create. But that bag has Red's Lady. It has the tag on it. And this I bought from Mermaid Yarn Co., but it doesn't have her tag, so I'm guessing it's just a Mermaid Yarn Co. bag, I guess. But the yarn is also Happy Mermaid Yarn Co., and it's in the colorway Marilla. It's from the Anna Green Gables collection. So I had this sock started, and I was up here, and then I knit the rest of the sock. And what I did for this sock, should I put it on the blocker? I'll put it on the blocker. No, I won't.
Why?
Because, so also on the Rose Opal Knits website is one of my sock patterns called, what's it called?
I want to say Arise, but that's your hat and cowl pattern.
Yeah, that's the hat and cowl pattern. It's,
I can't remember. I want to say Evening.
Grateful Morning sock is what it's called. And I didn't follow the design that goes along the front of the foot, but I did knit the heel, the Grateful Morning heel, which is a combination of slip stitches, pearls, and twisted stitches. So, I mean, it's a basic heel flap, but I just did a little something different. And then I followed the toe that's on this pattern, which this is the round toe. So I think the other one is the star toe. See, that's the round toe. And I did not, you can pull the round toe closed, but I did Kitchener it. So there it is. And I used the contrast yarn that came with the sock set. So there it is, my half object. Will you hold it? And I have started the second one, and that's all I have so far. But, and here are the cakes of yarn. And I knit these on a US 3, which is a 3.25 millimeter needle. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
All right, so there they are. I think they're so pretty. And I'm knitting these for me, so they are a 48 stitch sock. And here is the tag for the chicken lady.
Hey,
Sweet maple yarn. It's in the wrong bag. That's why I didn't have it. All right. So that is my half object. So I have 2 more socks and then other projects, then 4 other projects. So should I just talk about the rest of my socks?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. All right. So I showed this project last.
Okay, this is what I mean. Hold on. I didn't realize you had one. I didn't have mine. But anyway, so this is the Happy Mermaid yarn, and then this is the Red's Lady.
Yeah.
So you know what
it is
like,
similar. Yeah.
Everyone has like their own style of bag, so I just assumed because they are so similar. But yeah.
So this is a bag by Red's Lady Creates, and it was a joint effort between Red's Lady Creates and the Happy Mermaid Yarn Co. So I am using the Happy Mermaid Yarn Co. yarn, and it is called Gnome Kisses. And I still have a 50-gram cake. This is just half of the 50 grams because I'm knitting shorties. And I was knitting 2 at a time and I messed up one of them, so I just switched to 1. But this one was finished.
I figured I should just put it on the blocker to show it.
This
You also did a different heel.
Different sock, yeah. So this is, that one was done last time. And it is called the Fresh Choice sock pattern, and the heel is knit with increases and increases, short rows, something like that, increases and short rows, but it's paid for pattern, so I can't really talk about it too much anyway.
It's a little hard to show. Maybe on that side, maybe this side is better.
So this is where I was the last time I showed it, just at the beginning, and I only did the pattern for the Fresh Choice right at the top of the leg, and then I switched to just stockinette because that's what I wanted. But I am almost done with the heel increases, and then I'll start the what does she call it? Her heel flap and gusset increases, and then the next section is called the heel cap and gusset decreases. So, but yeah, so that's where I am on that sock. It should be finished soon. But if you see, that's how the bottom is. It's neat. It fits neat. I did a 64 stitch sock, which is usually what I do. That's usually considered a medium size sock. But for this pattern, it was considered a large size. And it is kind of loose on my foot. Not too bad. I'll still wear it. But next time I knit this pattern, because I do plan on knitting this pattern again, I will knit the medium size for this pattern. And my last sock whip that I worked on is this sock. I called this sock, what did I call it? I wrote it in my little book here. I called it the
I didn't bring up my sock blockers. Look at this.
I called it the Painted Lady in the Rustic Cabin sock because the yarn I'm using is Barnyard Knits Painted Lady and Knit Picks Felici Rustic Cabin. So I called them the Painted Lady.
Every time I see the Rustic Cabin, I'm like, oh, that's so pretty. I already have a pair of socks knit out of the Rustic Cabin.
And here is my progress. So I had the cuff and then the first stripe done, and that's what I've completed since the last podcast episode. Now I was able to finish, or not able to, but I finished knitting this sock and then got this far on this sock during our Zoom meetups. So since our last podcast episode, we've had 3 Zoom meetups with different Rose Opal knit friends, and they were lots of fun. And lots of sock knitting happened while we chatted. And there will be more of those coming up too, if you're interested in joining us. All right, I'm done talking about socks now.
How many whips do you have then, other than socks?
4.
I have 4.
Total.
And 3 of them are socks.
Oh, okay.
So, I'll start with socks first. Just get the socks out of the way. Okay, all my socks are in Mountain State Stitches bags, but I'll show them all. But they are Mountain State Stitches. So this one was already done. This is the Midnight Dancers by Sari Nordland. And the yarn is Willow Trees yarn in early spring. Hold on. I do have the tag. Early spring. There's your tag. But I am on the second sock. This sock has been finished actually for a while, but I'm on the second one. My yarn is tangled. And I just finished the heel flap, so it's in a funny part. But anyways, I was up there where that flower is, which is from Hey Country Creations, and this was actually a collab between the 2 of them. And like I said, bad spot to show a sock. But anyways, heel flap is done. But yeah, so there's not much to say about that. And I knit it on a 1.5 US size, which is a 2.5 millimeter needle. And then, do you just want me to finish my socks? Or?
Sure.
Then,
or you could do 2 of them, or 3 of them. I don't know. It doesn't matter to me.
I only have 3.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this one is my Rose Opal socks by
Sweet Mountain Fiber.
Yeah. And then the green. That is not green in the slightest.
Mm-hmm.
That's totally blue. Is I Want a Hippopotamus for Christmas by Clark & L. And it's just pretty.
They look so good together.
They are. Okay, so that sock set actually came with this. You can't see them. Oh. We'll show my gnomes. It actually came with these minis for that part. These are my gnomes that I knit for us.
Our Rose Opal gnomes.
I'll put them back in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways,
those colors look good with that main color as well. But this blue really makes that blue pop.
Yeah. So these are the colors. And I do have the second one started. That one was finished along with the early spring one for a while now. But anyways, this is where I'm at on the second one.
And this is DK weight.
No.
It's not?
No.
That's right, because the Scree sock base is a plump.
Which is Mountain State Stitches. No. Not Mountain State Stitches. That's my bag. Sweet Mountain Crafts.
Yeah, the Scree sock base it's a plump sock base.
It is.
And with Daphne's tight gauge, it's just like armor.
You can see the difference between like how much this is curling right here. You can see the difference between the bases. Mm-hmm. But they're both fingering weight yarns. It's just the difference of them. I don't know the yardage to grams that they are, but they are both sock bases, so merino nylon blends. Mm-hmm. So
yeah.
But I liked the colors together, and I wasn't going to change my mind. And they feel fine. Like you don't actually feel the difference. At least trying the socks on, you don't. Mm-hmm. But I can't say anything about wearing them yet, obviously. Mm-hmm. But let me put my tag away.
Here, let me talk about something else real quick. Well,
they're probably tired of socks.
Because that's a new cast on.
Yeah. Uh-huh. That one's different.
So I have in my white rose fiber coat bag, I have my dishcloths, which should have been finished before we sat down to podcast. However, I was supposed to have a dentist appointment at 4 p.m, and they called me at 10:15 and said, "Hey, can you come in at 11?" And I was like, "Oh." I mean, I hadn't showered yet because I hadn't worked out yet, and but I was like, "Yeah, that works better." So I said, "I'll be there right at 11." And so I had to put my dishcloth down, and I didn't get to finish it. So here it is as a work in progress, and it is the Grandma's
second favorite dishcloth.
Yeah, by PJ Allen. Mm-hmm. And I am using Knit Picks yarn in the inlet colorway, Dishy. And I use a US 8. And I go up to 47 stitches. Just because I like that size dishcloth.
Yeah, mine's probably smaller than yours.
It probably
Don't you
is.
have one finished?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, but that was the one we compared it to last time.
Yeah, but this is a different yarn that I used.
Oh.
I mean, I only went up to the 45 that the
this
pattern
was last month's dishcloth. It's still in the bag.
Yeah, so we compared my dishcloth that I normally knit on a US 9. And like, so these two yarns feel pretty different, but
oh yeah,
that's the size difference.
Mm-hmm.
So even if I went up the 2, we would have been pretty close.
Mm-hmm. Mine still would have been a little bit bigger.
Yeah, we would have been closer.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
So
that should be finished. Probably while I'm editing this podcast, I'll probably finish it and get it off the needles. If I finish it quickly, maybe I'll just take a picture of it and pop it in and say it's finished, and then I won't have to worry about showing it next episode. And you want to go ahead and talk about?
I mean, other sock. Other sock is in this bag, and this one.
That's Mountain State Stitches too,
yeah,
right?
All of the sock bags were. But anyways, so this is where I'm at. And so there's crochet in there too. But they're so pretty together. But anyways, so I don't even remember this. It's Granny's in a Row, but I forget who it's by. 1 second. This one was a paid for pattern too. It's Granny's in a Row by Jen Yard. Here, I'll show this. There you go. So, that's that. And this is one of my scrappy sets that we had already like, she helps me decide what scraps to use together. And some of these, 2 of these were not actually scraps. So this one is Willow Tree's Lollipop, which is only up here so far. And then this one is Paper Crane's Yarn in Cheshire. And then this one was Mesa Skeins, which was an advent from 2021, I believe. Yeah, sounds right. And then these are Rose Hill yarns, and they were part of sock sets that I got from her for
So they
Christmas.
were like the contrasting mini.
Yeah, this one was for Winter Wonderland, and this is for one that I haven't used yet, and I forget the name of. But it was really pretty with these yarns, so I was like, I have to use it.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, so the granny squares I do have more of. I sat there and crocheted all 12 granny squares for both socks in one night, which was pretty impressive because I had never done a granny square before these socks. Well, anyway, so this is one of the lollipops. I haven't woven end yet because you kind of have to weave them together. So there's one of the lollipops. And then this is one of the Cheshires. They're really little. But yeah, so I have a handful of them. And those were all done on a 2.5 millimeter hook. So, and then the rest of the sock is pretty much just a vanilla sock with stockinette all over, and other than the ribbing, obviously. And I don't even know what heel the pattern calls for or anything.
Because
So
you just did.
I just did the regular heel flap and gusset, and I'm going to do a wedge tail also. But I went and split the green yarn, and because this one and this one were actually full 20-gram minis that I had. So I split the green in half so I'd have enough for both socks, thinking I would. And this is how far I got with that 10 grams.
Mm.
So now I have to sew these granny squares together so then I could add this color to the other sock, and then I could weigh this and these ones and then know how much I could strike before the toe.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to do math and sew together another sock. So that one got put on hold because I didn't want to sew stuff
You
together.
didn't feel like doing maths.
I didn't want to do math and I didn't want to sew stuff together yet. So it's put on hold. But yeah. So. And I'm only 30 rounds from my foot. I'm only 30 rounds from the toe, and I know that looks like nothing. But I only need 30 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
So
All right.
we're getting there.
In this bag, I have my Front Porch Saw by Autumn Acorn. And I did not finish it. I said I would like to have it finished by this podcast, and I didn't. I was a little busy with socks and other things.
It's so pretty.
But the last time I showed it, I was down here. So I did do several repeats. Oh, one moment. All right. My daughter needed something. So here it is, and it'll be finished before the end of summer.
It'll be finished eventually.
Yes. But it is, this is as wide as it gets. And when you wrap it around, this end, the other end will look like this end right here, and you're supposed to knot these together to keep it secure. So that's why it's shaped like that. So, and I'm using the last of all my singles bases. So this is Noble Character Crafts. 1 second. All right. Noble Character Crafts. I forget the color.
Isn't that one silk though too? One of them was silk.
Yeah, it's a silk, but she did say it was a single ply.
Yeah.
Colorway is Embrace. She no longer dyes yarn, but it was the last purchase I made from her shop for yarn. And then this is, okay, so I think I tell this story every time. These 2 yarns came from the same shop on Etsy, but during my purchase of this one to the purchase of that one, the shop changed its name. So one of them is HKNT and the other one is, I don't remember. I wrote it down.
You always do this part too.
Bay Street Yarns. So this is Bay Street Yarns Stepping Stones, and this is HKNT Caribbean Sea. And the last color I'm using is Jilly Dream in Color Sumptuously Splendid. Oh no, that's just 100% merino, and it's a single ply. So, and it's the colorway Retriever, and it's old.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, if you look at this tag, like, I'm surprised this is still living. Actually, like, it feels like a piece of parchment. You know what I mean?
It's still living.
Like, okay, look, if you get, like, I'm gonna use hers as an example. Like, if you get a hand-dyed yarn, or, like, even Dream in Color. I don't have a Dream in Color up here. But, like, it's, like, thicker, you know? That one felt like a piece of parchment.
like wax paper almost.
Something. Like, it was so thin.
Yeah.
That thing would have been destroyed if it were mine.
That's funny.
How many more do you have?
2.
Do you want me to talk about mine? Or you want to keep talking?
Yours is a new cast on, right?
Yeah.
I have a new cast on too, so I'll talk about the old one.
Okay.
So I know we're doing the Back to Blankets and Sweaters Makealong in September. And so I told myself that I wasn't going to pick up one of my sweaters. But then I felt like knitting on my Zweig. So it is in this bag from my friend Julie's mother-in-law. She doesn't have a shop. Julie just asked her to make it for me.
That's so pretty.
It is pretty.
It's like a good size for a sweater though too.
Mm-hmm. And here it is.
You are all tangled in yarn.
I am. Oh my word. All right, there we go. Here's my swag. The orange color is Erica by Sweet Mountain Fiber, and this complementary contrast color is Tranquility by Beachy Breeze Fibers. And I ordered that through the Crazy Sock Lady shop, so I don't know if Beachy Breeze still has that color or not. And I made 2.5 inches.
Almost 3.
Almost 3 inches of progress. I'm going with Daphne's.
I think it's almost 3.
Yeah.
I'm sure I have
So
a tape measure. We can measure it.
I was up here the last time we showed it, and I knit that much because I got invested in another murder mystery. And I can only knit stockinette when I read subtitles. So that's how much I did. Not during the whole murder mystery, but oh, you want to? Okay.
Oh, now looking at it, it might not be 3. Yeah, I think 2.5.
2.5.
Just over 2.5.
Okay. So anyway, I'm helical knitting 2 different balls. This one's falling apart. And this is all I have left of one. So once I finish off this one, I'm going to stop.
You're going to stop helically?
No.
Or you're going to stop knitting?
I'm going to stop knitting on it for
I was
right
like, what
now. Yeah.
does she mean?
Excuse me. I'm going to stop knitting on it for right now because I'm going to focus on my new cast on. Which I'll talk about after you talk about yours.
What did you even cast on? I don't know. Anyways, so my new cast on is in my no character cast bag, which all comes back to this knit. And this is a petite souffle for my daughter, because as I was knitting mine, she kept asking if it was hers. Mind you, I don't knit pink stuff for myself normally, and this is very pinky.
That color looks great on you.
I actually really like it now seeing it in the camera. Mm-hmm. And I put this on and I was like, I really like this top, and I really like the yarn actually. Now, the only negative about this yarn that I have found, well, it's not even so much a negative, but I have worn this one time. I'm trying to think of how long I wore it. We went over to Carol's house.
Oh, yeah.
So we went over for a
Father's
barbecue.
Day barbecue. Yeah.
Yep. So I wore it there. So I was inside and outside. So under the arms, I noticed today there was pilling. But that was it. That was the only first time I wore it. I don't know how bad it will be. It wasn't even bad, but I did see it. And I was like, oh no, my ends are coming undone because it is kind cotton and bamboo, rayon from bamboo. So I've never actually worn anything with that content. Is that right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I wasn't sure how it was going to work or anything. But this is Paisley's.
It's so cute.
It is so cute. She's pretty excited about it. I have a couple more inches to go for hers. But it's getting there. And I was trying to have it done for her birthday, but then I got sidetracked with crochet. So this is where it's at. Mm-hmm. And it's getting there. But like I said, this yarn is the Lion's Brand Kobu in the terracotta color. And I bought 4 balls of this. And it's actually a very affordable yarn because I bought 4 yarns and I've already knit myself an entire top, obviously. But I had like 1.5 balls left, so I was like, I should be able to make her one. Especially because the Petite Souffle is only one size and it is a DK weight with long sleeves. So I've already made her one of those. And so this one's going to be short sleeves so it can match mine. And so I'm like, I should have enough. I don't remember the recommended yardage or anything like that. But I also used the same needles for hers. So it's a US 7, which is a 4.5 millimeter for the ribbing. And then a US 9, which is a 5.5 millimeter needle. So, but eventually we'll have a matching shirt picture. So we're getting there.
Are you going to have enough yarn?
Yeah, I think I do.
Oh, okay.
I think I will. Because I don't remember exactly where it's hitting her. But, so, that's how long the body is so far. And she's got a longer torso. Mm-hmm. So, I'm going to say I probably have like 3 more inches before the ribbing, which isn't that much. But then, like, the arms, I'm pretty sure I can do like 2 rounds of stockinette and then do the ribbing. And then the ruffle it's a ruffle, so it takes quite a bit of yarn to do. But I think I can use, this is what's attached to it. This, I don't even know how much it is. But so I have this, which I think I could use and be good. But then I just dropped it.
Yeah,
that's fine. But then I have this ball and this ball.
Oh yeah, I think you have enough.
I think I have more than enough actually. Mm-hmm. So
yeah,
I'm not too worried about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I bought like it was a 4-pack on Amazon. Like it was a bundle and it was on sale too. I don't know. It was a really good price when I bought it. But I also bought it last year.
2 tops out of it
to make this.
And this is my new cast on. It is in a bag by Chair Stitches by Oli, and I've used it before. I've shown it to you. But it's like the one that she sent for the giveaway, but it's in a smaller size. Mm-hmm. And it has the different bottom. And
yours has the snap instead of a zipper.
Oh yeah, that one had a zipper, the big one. Yep. So I decided to cast on a summer top for my daughter.
Oh yeah.
You want to tell that story? Go ahead, tell the story.
Oh yeah. Okay, so I said I was going to make Paisley the souffle, and she said she was going to make Mary Rose a top also. And then she walks past me, like she's walking past me because I'm doing dishes or whatever, and she's just like, "We could totally race. So you can make their daughter a top faster." And she's like, in the same breath, "Ha, there's no point. You'd beat me." I was like, well, obviously not, but she meant because I'm a faster knitter. But not only am I a faster knitter, my daughter's 3. Her daughter is 6, almost 7. Mm-hmm. Like, that wasn't a fair comparison.
You're using what weight yarn?
DK.
DK, and I'm using fingering or sport. So, you know.
It wasn't a fair comparison in any sense. Mm-hmm. Like, it'd be like, we could race if we were both knitting one of the girls.
The same thing, same size.
Yeah. That wasn't
she would still win, though.
A fair comparison. It'd be a fair comparison if she was knitting the souffle for Paisley.
Yeah.
And I was knitting this top for Mary Rose. Because I hate knitting fingering weight.
Apple Tea is what it's called. A summer top for kids by Danny Sunshine.
It's pretty cute.
It is cute. It has lace on the bottom and it's knit from the bottom up. So, and it's just short sleeves, like a drop shoulder, I think.
It's also not a fair comparison too, because I've already knit 4 souffles. Like, I'm pretty familiar with my pattern. Her pattern is completely new.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So I casted it on, and I don't have a whole lot done.
Oh, that is such a pretty color, though.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this. I think that Mary Rose is gonna like it.
It's gonna be so pretty.
I've got my little honey toast. Is my
That's from Whimsy and Sassy.
Whimsy and Sassy
Instagram.
on Etsy too. Yeah, she's on
I
Instagram.
was gonna say I don't actually know if she's on
she's on
Instagram.
Instagram. Yep, and she's located in Canada. So if you're looking for one, but so there's my lace. I don't know if that's going to show up real well, but it's like twisted stitches and lace. Here we hold it. And then my yarn is. You love how that like hole stays from your ball winder.
Stuff.
It just stays there.
Yeah.
It is a
Oh, this is like ribbing.
yeah, twisted stitch ribbing and lace. It is TL Yarn Crafts Aldine Wools by Knit Crate Interlock. And it's the colorway Haze, 34% cotton, 35% linen, 19% lyocell, 11% nylon, and I think it's a sport weight.
Yeah. It's 351 yards to 100
100
grams.
grams.
So it's like a heavy, it's a light DK heavy sport weight, basically.
Yeah. So
But
I have two of these. So
I have Baroque Vintage, 2 skeins of it.
yeah.
I might have to make Paisley one. It's
Yeah.
super cute.
Yeah. I am using a US 5, which is a 3.75 needle, and I'm making one change to it. The lace calls for a bobble.
Oh yeah.
In the like there's like diamond shaped lace, and in the center of it there's a bobble, and I'm not doing that. I don't do bobbles.
You almost didn't do this pattern because of the bobble. And I was like, well, you don't have to worry about the bobble. It's just one stitch.
Mm-hmm.
And once I told her that, she's like, oh, well, then
yeah.
I'm probably going to do this one.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Because I really wanted to do this pattern, I just didn't want to do the bobble.
well, you've never even done a bobble
I
either.
especially didn't want to do a bobble with cotton yarn, you know? So, because the pattern calls for merino. So I'm using cotton.
I might make one too. In Baroque Vintage.
I was going to knit a bag with this yarn, but I'd rather knit a t-shirt that Mary Rose will hopefully wear. If she doesn't wear it, Paisley will wear it.
Yeah, really, that's how it works. If Mary Rose doesn't like it right now,
Yeah.
there's a chance Paisley will.
Wear it later. Yeah.
Yeah, because like Mary Rose, like, doesn't like the feel of some clothes anyways.
Yes.
But Paisley's like, oh, that's pretty, I want that. And
Yeah.
she'll just wear it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. So that is all the knitting we have for now, right?
Yep.
Nothing else. So a purchase I made came in this cute bag from my friend Tracy of Grizzly Knits. I saw her Shark Week set and had to have it. I like really had to have it. So came with 4. Trying to like show you the thing. There we go. 4 markers, and I don't know if it's focusing or not. I can't tell.
I think it is.
Okay, and I just love them. And then so Sock Week 2023 is what they're called. And then she sent along a set for Daphne with a cute mushroom.
And like my favorite color.
Mm-hmm.
Second favorite color. My favorite color is yellow.
So that's Tracy of Grizzly Knits on Etsy and on Instagram. And she has a podcast that she's not podcasting currently, but if you've never seen her podcast and you're looking for something to watch, she has a fun one.
Isn't she doing the year-long dishcloth?
On Instagram? I think so, yeah. And, but we're going to be giving away one of her Progress Keepers as one of the prizes for one of our Makealongs too. So look for that in the future. Or, you know, more about that like when the winners are announced or whatever. And something else I wanted to mention. Oh, the Zooms. So like I said, we've had 3 Zooms since our last podcast episode, and most of we discuss most of the information for it in our Discord group, which the link is in the description box below. But this last time we did a Zoom, Daphne also posted the link to our stories on Rose Opal Knits, and a couple people have emailed us and want us to let us know when we're doing that. And we had one earlier this week. Sorry, we didn't say what today is. Today is Monday, June 26th. And this will probably be going up tomorrow on the 27th, but so we haven't had one yet this week. That was last week we had one.
And last Monday.
Yeah, or Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
Don't remember.
Yeah, but, apparently.
And but hopefully we'll be able to squeeze one in this week, because I'm going away on vacation. My family and I are going on vacation next week. So, but they're kind of last minute, like usually like 24 hours notice, and that's it. So, but if you're interested, we're going to be doing that all summer long. And oh, something else we didn't mention. We're also having a year-long Makealong, which is the Caitlin Hunter Boylan Knitworks Makealong, and the information for that is in the description box, and all you have to do is knit one of Caitlin Hunter's patterns and finish it, because it's a year-long Makealong. So
that ends in like February though, right?
Yeah, February of 2024. Like
it's
February 14th, I think.
Yeah, it's like around Valentine's Day sometime.
So, but anything else?
We have the keychains from Oli.
Oh yeah, we didn't show those. So when Oli sent the prizes for the Makealongs, she also sent us each little keychain holder thingies. And Daphne already had hers
on my wallet because my original keychain thing broke on it. And I was like, oh cool, I needed a new one anyways.
And I think...
So I attached it.
Yeah, I haven't attached mine to anything yet, but I think I'm going to attach it to a project bag that doesn't have a holder on it, so I can...
Put it on your white rose.
Yeah, I could. So I can do that with it if I want to. But I don't know if she has these in her shop or not. Should have looked.
I'll go look while you talk for a minute.
But I also wanted to say, in the Zoom, we talked, some people were asking me questions about fasting and different things and how that's going. And it's going well, and I'm still enjoying my intermittent fasting. And like I said before, I can't see stopping it. So I just feel good.
Ooh, she's got some cute ones.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. Only that one. That one. That one's cute though too. Alright, anyways, so this is the picture she shows on it, and then you can go and pick out of those which one you want. And then she has plenty of bags, all different styles, and I didn't know she had these. They are interchangeable.
Oh yeah, needle cases. I did see that she had those before.
Look, I just realized. You can see the last 4 of my card.
Oh. I can edit that out.
Yeah. Just of the other one. But, yeah. Those are cute. I'll leave that 4th of July one. Look, I'm just showing you Oli's shop now. If it will load. I'll show you in a second. Hold on. There it is. Look at that.
Oh, that's cute.
There it is.
Yep, so remember to use the code RoseOpal15 to get 15% off her shop. Let us know if you're interested in an upcoming Zoom. And stay tuned till the end for if you want to see the kids. And one more thing. If you watch my floss tubes, which are on this channel, you might have noticed that there hasn't been one. And honestly, I've been doing more knitting than cross stitch, although I do still cross stitch here and there, but I've been doing more knitting these days. And I'll probably just wait and update you once I feel like I at least have 20 minutes worth of stuff to talk about and fit it into the schedule. So I'm thinking maybe by the end of July, there'll be a cross stitch update. And what did it come now?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I hope everybody, if you're in the USA, I hope that you all have a happy 4th of July, safe holiday, and we will see you in July.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.